Hello, everyone. I'm just get my camera set up here. Right here we go. All right, Gloria's on. Hello, ready for some inspiration. Sandra says, hi, everyone. Wonderful. I think my dad's on as well. I'll give people a few more moments to kind of get signed on here. All right. And I kind of wanted to ask beforehand if it would be all right if I didn't end with the Reiki today. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit and then maybe teach you a different kind of what is it, a calming technique in the beginning. So I'll do a little bit more talking and teach you a different technique in the beginning, and then we'll just continue to have a nice yoga class like normal. I just won't end it with the Reiki unless you absolutely want me to and you don't mind me going over in that case. But I know if I talk too much, I end up going over in time. Give everybody just a few more moments to get signed on. It's only 5:01. Hope you guys are having a nice Friday, considering everything that's been going on in the world. Weather here in Stuttgart, it's kind of cold. You can see my internet isn't the strongest right now. Maybe just another minute here. Okay. See you guys popping back on. All right. I don't know if it's my internet connection or what. I hope everybody can hear me and see me, because I don't know, my internet connection just seems weird. But I guess Gloria and Sandra stay here, and then my dad as well. I just wanted to give people just a few more moments here. As I can only see, okay, that one person's on, 2 people are on, now 3. Okay, maybe it was just a glitch on my computer. Okay, sorry. So we started here. So I think I'm going to start with the theme. So the theme for today is I am willing to change. I am willing to release old negative beliefs. They are only thoughts that stand in my way. My new thoughts are positive and fulfilling. Und Uli's here. Yay! Uli says, hallo Val, ich bin auch da. Ah, super. Guten Tag. And I thought this card was pretty amazing, especially for what's been going on in the US and now actually all around the world. And this card of being willing to change, because I think we're in this time for great learning and change and growth that is extremely important. And having this willingness to change and address our own biases or subconscious beliefs that we hold within us that maybe perhaps we never knew we had until now. Maybe they're surfacing. And I just want to empower you that these can be changed, that even though our subconscious thoughts, our subconscious, all of these patterns, we're basically programmed from 0 to 4. So I'm sorry, 0 to 7. So the first 7 years of our lives is basically our brains are just downloading everything around us, downloading all of our parents' patterns, the environment's patterns, what we see on TV, what we see in film, everything within the first 7 years of our lives. We are just downloading into our brains, and they become part of our subconscious patternings. And we just kind of run off of those patterns for the rest of our lives. And I think it's not until you become willing or wanting to change that you can change those. So basically, it may not be your fault that you have maybe some subconscious thoughts or biases or racism or whatever, but it is now our responsibility to address them and to change them. And I think that's what I mean by we're now at this point that it is really important to kind of look inside our own minds, look inside our lives, and kind of see what it is that we haven't talked about, we haven't addressed, and to do that and then change it. And just kind of a little example, there's this author, Malcolm Gladwell, and he wrote the book Blink, and he talks about all sorts of unconscious biases that we carry. And one of the stories is, and if you'd like to chat and say your answer after I say it, please feel free. So one of the stories he says in the book is, there's a father, and I'm paraphrasing, so I may not get it perfect. But basically, there is a father and a son in a car accident. And unfortunately, the father dies at the scene of the crime or scene of the accident. And the son is taken to the hospital. And when he arrives in the hospital, the nurses are tending to him. and the doctor in the emergency room comes in, and the doctor says, "I'm sorry, I can't operate. This is my son." Who is the doctor? Who's the doctor? I don't know if I need to give everybody just a few minutes maybe to say who you think the doctor is in this situation. Because due to our unconscious bias, we want to think that perhaps the doctor is the father, but how can the doctor be the father if the father's dead? Because Sandra got it. The doctor is the mother. The doctor is actually the mother. So I may not have said the story perfectly right, but sometimes our brain goes straight to, oh, but I thought it was the dad. It can't possibly be. Instead of thinking, okay, a doctor can also be a woman. So this book was written a while ago. When I remember when I read it, it really kind of stood out. It has other different types of biases throughout the book and different examples of how we kind of carry this unconsciously. And this can be programmed and unconsciously programmed through what we're seeing and what we're taught through the movies and the TV shows and things like that we are exposed to. And some of these same biases that are towards different genders are also underneath also for different races as well. And this is important for us to be addressing, talking about, and being willing to change. So that was just kind of, I think, an interesting book I would recommend. It's basically think outside the box. Yeah. Yeah, to think outside our own box that we have here and to just be learning and educating. And that's just what I wanted to kind of talk about, especially for what's been going on. And with that, I wanted to kind of teach it's basically just a relaxation technique without feeling like you have to be meditating. Because sometimes I feel like meditation, when you're really anxious and someone tells you to sit down and close your eyes and just try to breathe, it's like, no, I can't do this. So this is something you don't even have to have your eyes closed. It's actually, I'm not necessarily trained in it, but it's called through body talk. And it's basically kind of a self-soothing technique. And it also helps to lower our stress, because when our stress is really high, it actually shuts down our gut and our immunity. So it turns off. So basically, if you have an infection in your gut and you need to run from a saber-toothed tiger, you're going to run from the saber-toothed tiger because that's just more important. And when we're constantly in this stress mindset, we're actually turning off our immune system, and our body isn't necessarily communicating properly. So basically, this technique kind of helps to bring a little bit homeostasis through our nerves, so our nervous system. So we don't just have our brain here, our nervous system. I also have a heart brain. So we have a little heart, a little brain in our heart, and we also have a little bit of a brain in our gut as well, which this makes up our immune system. So in order to kind of bring that into equilibrium and to turn our gut back on, possibly through maybe stressful situations, there's this simple tapping technique, basically. And all you have to do is even just be sitting comfortably. And what it does is it helps to bring in alignment your left and your right hemisphere of your brain. And it's called and I wrote it down, the cortice technique. And it just balances out your body. So the first part is you just need to place one of your hands on the back of your head. So kind of right where your neck and your spine align. So right kind of relaxing there. And if you'd joined me in another meditation I've done, this actually automatically, you do this with a baby and you're kind of cradling a baby's head, and the baby knows it's safe and it's okay to be relaxed. Okay, so it's kind of at that place in your head. And all you have to do is maybe spread your hands out a little bit, because you're just going to gently tap on the top of your head. And you're just going to take a couple of nice deep inhales and exhales, almost as if you're filling up a balloon. So just breathing gently, and you're just going to tap. So my hand is kind of touching both sides of the hemispheres of my brain. And then just with the intention of bringing balance, just going to tap over your heart. Just bringing that balance through the body, and then right over your navel, right over your belly button for your gut. Just tapping gently. Breathing, and then you're going to move your hand just a little bit further up on the brain, because we're going to cover the whole brain. Just gently tapping here, just breathing. Just the intention to bring balance. and then over your heart, and then over your belly button again. Good job. Okay. And again, you're going to move your hand up a little bit further. And at the top, just breathing. And then over your heart. And then over your navel. And perhaps you can notice you're already feeling a little bit calm. And then moving your hand again. And then you can either tap over your hand or slightly behind it. Doesn't really matter. It's just a very gentle movement, very light tapping. And then over your heart. And over your navel. Breathing. And just one more time, bringing your hand a little bit further. So we've covered basically the whole top of our head. I'm just tapping, bringing balance and alignment. And then now we're going to bring our hands to both sides of our head. Maybe you can span your fingertips. Just take a nice deep breath in. And with one of your hands at the top, and then over your heart, and then over your stomach, over your navel. And then place that hand on the opposite, and then tap over your heart, and then over your navel. Good job. And then bring your hand back up. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale nice and slowly. And peace. Just gently remove your hands and just kind of check in to see how you're feeling. And now we will go into the meditation piece. So hopefully that helped to bring you a little bit of peace. So go ahead and close your eyes. Spine nice and tall. Maybe if you're sitting on a chair, have your feet flat on the ground. Or if you're sitting on the ground, perhaps you have a pillow under your bottom with your spine nice and tall, your shoulders relaxed, and your jaw relaxed. And just a nice deep inhale through your nose. And a nice slow exhale out. Nice and full. Deep inhale in. And a nice slow exhale out. And just begin to check in with your breath. Become aware of your breathing as it comes in and out of your nose. Now bringing your awareness to your mind. Perhaps if you have any racing thoughts, just noticing them non-judgmentally. Just watching them as they come up and then they pass, kind of like clouds in the sky. Now check into your body and release any tension or any clutching. So relaxing the jaw, relax your hands, relax your hips. And just bring your awareness to your right hand. Just bring your awareness to the palm of your right hand. And just notice what you feel. Notice what you notice. If it feels warm or tingly, or it's just this knowing that it's resting on your leg or wherever it is. Now bring your awareness to your left hand. the palm of your left hand. And just notice if it feels warm or tingly, or just this knowing that it's resting on your leg. Now bring your awareness to both of your hands. And just notice any subtle differences. Now begin to bring your awareness inside. So bring your awareness to the center of your chest. If you need, you can place your hand on your heart. If that helps. Just bringing your attention and your awareness to the center of your chest where your heart is. Just begin to breathe a little bit slower and deeper through your heart center. And now begin to activate a feeling of joy. Just pure joy, just pure bliss. Perhaps it's just running around outside with your kids. Perhaps it's riding on a boat. Maybe it's driving a motorcycle through Bali. Whatever this moment or this feeling of just pure joy and freedom and fun, just tap into that feeling. Maybe perhaps it brings a smile to your face. And just allow this feeling to just spread. Tap into what this feels like inside. Maybe you feel just a little bit more excited. Maybe you feel calm. Maybe you feel unlimited. Maybe you just feel happy. Just tapping into this joy, whatever this is, whatever this moment is, whatever this feels like for you. And just checking in how you know that this makes you joyful, how you know this makes you happy. How do you know? Does it bring a smile? And just sitting in this moment, just allowing it to spread through your body, just memorizing what this feels like. Take a nice deep inhale in, allowing your lungs to expand, your rib cage to expand. And an exhale as it contracts. And you tap into that inner smile. And with your next inhale, just gently begin to bat your eyelashes and open up your eyes. Okay, good job. I guess just one more thing. I wrote this down. I'm a big reader of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he says, and I want to just make sure I say it right. I have it memorized, but knowing me, since this is live, I'll say it wrong, that thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. And that these feelings, along with our quote for the day, I'm willing to change, we can change the way we feel also by our thoughts. So you, hopefully, through that meditation, were able to think of a happy thought and generate a feeling of happiness throughout your body. And we can retrain our brain, we can retrain our body to feel this happiness more often. It's called our superpower. And this is what I teach my clients as well. Like, it's your superpower to feel happy, to feel this happiness, to train your brain, even if it's for 30 seconds, just in the morning, afternoon, and the evening. Go to that joyful memory, that joyful feeling, and you can change and rewire your brain for mom positivity. So I know I started the conversation completely different in the beginning, and I'm kind of turning it a little bit in an opposite way, but just basically we are in control of our thoughts and our emotions, and we kind of have the responsibility to do so. Okay, so I'm gonna scoot back on my mat for our yoga practice now, and I'm gonna incorporate the willing to change kind of throughout. So if you've been following me for a while, I'm sure you're aware of how I teach, and it'll be similar, of course, but I'm just gonna be having you maybe check in with how you're feeling, check in with how maybe you could change and adjust the pose for yourself, having a little bit of fun with it. Okay, so I'm scooting back on my mat, and I'm going to adjust the camera now because I know it's not going to be able to get me later because we're going to do some standing stuff. Okay, so you can do a nice comfortable seated position. I'm going to cross my legs the other way because they have fallen asleep. Just inhaling, both arms up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Feel the space between your vertebrae, through your spine. Just feel that space in your neck. And with an exhale, you're going to gently turn to your left side as you bring your arms down, gently bringing your right hand to your left knee, looking over your left shoulder. Just a gentle twist here. We're not forcing. Inhale, both arms up. Exhaling as we twist to the right side, bringing arms down, left hand to right knee, looking over right shoulder. Little twist here. Nice long neck. And just exhaling to release. And from here, we're actually going to open up our legs as wide as you can. So I'm going to open up my legs nice and wide. I've never been someone that practice splits, so my legs don't go very wide, but as wide as comfortable for you. Feet flexed, spine nice and tall. So I'm sitting up, I'm not kind of slouching in it. So I'm nice and tall. Maybe bringing your hands just a little bit above your knees, just resting there. Allowing your core to hold you up straight, and also your feet are flexed and kind of opening up. So they're opening kind of towards the sides of my mat to open up kind of your groin area here. So this is a bit of an active pose. So my spine is nice and strong and tall. And we're going to bring our left hand kind of to our right hip. Inhaling, right arm up to the sky. And on an exhale, kind of leaning to the left. So this hand's just kind of here just to make sure that you stay nice and open. So you always see me kind of pulling on my rib cage a little bit, just as that opening up. Good job. Just breathing. Still nice and tall. And exhaling, arm down. I'm going to switch it up, bringing right hand to left hip, inhaling, left arm up, getting nice and tall. And then kind of leaning to the right, staying really open on our side. So throughout today's practice, we're going to be really open through the chest, really open through the heart, really open for change. And coming into that. And inhale up and exhale to release. One more, kind of sitting up straight, seeing how that feels. Maybe this feels nice and open now. And exhale, bringing kind of our feet to kind of touch, coming into that butterfly, bringing that little close to your groin here, and kind of pressing the knees down. So you don't have to press them down. I mean, actively, mindfully opening the hips, pressing these down. Nice long spine here. Breathing, relaxing the jaw. No tightness or holding a breath. When you hold your breath, you go into your fight or flight. Just breathing. And from here, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. So from here, I'm actually going to move my feet out a little bit. I'm going to shift my weight backwards. And on an inhale, lift my legs up. So my spine is still tall. If you need, you can put your hands here. And I kind of challenge you to bring your arms up and in between and under the legs to hold them up. So you can kind of play with your feet here a little bit. So my spine is nice and tall. I'm using my core. Just looking at the, you can kind of play with your feet here. My palms are up, kind of supporting my legs. My core is supporting me. Looking forward and breathing. Still opening up the hips. Good job. Nice deep inhale, really lengthening through the spine. And exhale, release, bringing the arms out, dropping the legs. We're just going to gently make our way onto our back. So slowly lowering down onto your back. Inhaling, right leg over left by the knee, flexing right foot. Inhaling, the left leg up. You guys know this one. Reclined pigeon, really opening up the hip here. We're just going to breathe here for a moment. As we open up the hip. Breathing into the hip area. If you'd like, you can keep bringing your left knee closer. The closer you bring that, the deeper the stretch. You can even inhale the legs straight if you'd like. Maybe playing with the toes. Maybe opening up through the hip here. Go ahead and gently release out of that, exhaling the foot down, gently uncrossing. Inhaling left leg across, and then lifting the knee. So my foot is flexed. You can straighten the right leg up as you bring it a little closer to your face. Really opening up through that hip. Perhaps if you have any sciatic nerve pain, this is a really good stretch to open up the hip and help relieve that. You can also kind of gently press on the knee down to open it further. Every movement's very gentle. We're not forcing or pushing. Go ahead and exhale, right leg down. Inhaling, knees up, and we're just going to gently massage the lower back. Doing some gentle circles. And then the opposite, in the opposite direction. Good job. And gently grabbing behind the back of the knees. Going to tuck the chin and just gently roll on our spine. Just warming up our back. And coming up to a seated position where we then make our way to all fours for cat-cow. I would have gone the other way, but the mic is over here. Okay, so my wrists are in line with my shoulders. My knees are in line with my hips. Inhaling, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, and lifting the head. Nice deep inhale. And on an exhale, dropping the tailbone, lifting the belly, and then dropping the head, relaxing the neck. Inhaling, lifting. Last thing to come up is your head. And feel free to go ahead and move on your own breath of what feels good for you. Maybe you move your hands slightly forward and just kind of move the hips backwards. Just kind of see what feels good for you. And go in opposite direction. Aligning the hands again. So then from here, I'm gonna move a little on my mat. Gonna extend the left leg back in that runner's lunge. Inhaling left leg up, just using the core. And as you do that, you're gonna pivot on your right knee. So you're gonna pivot, and then you're gonna drop the left foot. And inhale, left arm up and over. So you can be straight up, or you can kind of bring it over. Either way, we're really opening up through the ribs. Pressing into the outside of my left foot. Really opening up through the rib cage. Breathing. And extend my arms straight up, looking up to the sky. And on an inhale, lift the left leg. Holding that leg. And on an exhale, dropping. And we're going to exhale the arm down, pivoting back around. Bringing the left knee back up. Inhale and exhale. And extend the right leg back. And stretching there. Inhale, right leg up. Really using that core. Pivoting on the left foot. Dropping the right leg, pressing into the side corner of your right. Inhaling, arm up and over. So really lifting hips to the sky. Relaxing the face. Breathing. So I'm not sinking in here. I'm really lifting up and out. And on an inhale, using your core, lifting the leg. Lift the leg and exhale, leg down. Good job. Exhale, right arm down, pivoting on the knee, and then bringing the right knee forward. Let's go ahead and open up the knees and press back into child's pose. Good job. Bringing forehead to the ground. Option here to always modify. You can always bring pillows underneath your bottom or pillows on the earth to bring your forehead to the pillow rather than the earth if it's too difficult. Wherever you are on your yoga journey is perfectly fine. This should feel very relaxing and a restorative pose. So from here, we're going to press into the tops of our hands, and we're going to do something we haven't done in a while, but I'm basically going to have you imagine as if you have a marble that you're pressing along the mat. So we're going to press the marble along the mat until we come onto our bellies. So I'm pressing into my hands, pressing that marble with my nose, and coming forward onto my belly. And then heel toeing my feet to center. Go ahead and bring your elbows underneath of your shoulders here for Sphinx pose. Getting a little bit of space in your vertebrae. Rolling the shoulders back and down as you come up. Nice long neck. You're doing a little bit of sway, really feeling your core a little bit. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Really opening up the shoulders, so I'm not sinking in. Not this. Pulling shoulders down and up. Really strong, pressing into the elbows in your hands. Exhale down. We're going to bring the hands underneath of the shoulders, pressing in through the tops of our legs. Inhale up to rise. Little baby cobra. Stay here for just a moment so my shoulders aren't up. Really roll them down. Look left and right. Exhale down. Good job. And we're just going to relax here for just a moment. Go ahead and move your hands out. Rest on your cheek or your forehead, whatever feels comfortable, and just shake out the hips. And we're going to inhale the left leg. I'm using my right, so left leg, bend it in the left leg. And if it's possible for you to grab that with your left hand, just going to ever so gently just get a nice quad stretch. So very gently. So maybe you're more here, that's perfectly fine. But I'm very gently stretching my quad here. Go ahead and release gently. Now the other side, bending the right leg. And then grabbing that with the right hand. Just a nice gentle quad stretch. And exhale to release. Good job. Bringing hands underneath of shoulders. Keeping elbows in. Using our core and lifting up into our tabletop position. tucking the toes, and lifting our hips into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out the feet. I'm going to tuck my shirt in here. No. Been quarantined for a while. And I'm pedaling out the hips here. Pedaling out the feet. Yeah. Pressing into your hands. 10 fingers. Feeling the mat. The gaze up between the hands. And gently jump or walk or step till you come up in between your hand to a forward fold, nice and gently. Maybe bringing your chest to your legs, allowing your hands just to naturally fall. Inhaling halfway up. Nice long neck, long spine. So stay with me here and activate the core, sending the arms backwards. So my arms are back, my gaze is down. Take a nice deep inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to send the hips back, bending gently at the knees, dropping the hands in order to bring them up to rise into our chair. So make sure your core is nice and strong so my booty's not out. My core is strong, nice long back. Ooh, see, I lost my balance too much. Option to lift the toes, just so you know that more of your weight is on your heel. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, arms to center. See, even as a yoga teacher, I'm not perfect. I sway and I fall, no problem. Yoga is for practicing, not for doing. That's why it's called a yoga practice. Okay. So while we're standing, I know we did this while lying down, but we're going to do the quad stretch, but this time standing. So if you need something to hold on to, please do so. So I'm going to shift my weight to my left foot, inhaling my right leg up, bending at the knee, and kind of sending it backwards. And grab that with your right hand, using your nice strong core. So I'm activating my foot, so I'm pressing foot into hand and hand into foot. Opening up the shoulder here, making sure your tailbone's nice and long. Nice long neck, long spine. Nice and steady here. Breathing gently. And exhale to gently release the hand, bringing the foot forward, and then gently dropping it. We do the next foot, next leg, spreading the toes to the right. Checking our energy, make sure our tailbone is dropped. Inhaling left foot up, bending at the knee, bringing it backwards, and grabbing that with the left hand. Pressing foot into the hand and hand into the foot. Getting a nice quad stretch here. Option to bring your right hand to your heart or down at your side, whatever's most comfortable. Just for one more breath here. Go ahead and gently release the foot, mindfully bringing it forward and up, and then down. Great job. Really good. Okay. Inhaling both hands up, reaching for the sky, all that space between your vertebrae, really reaching, activating the arms almost as if you had a beach ball above your head. And exhaling, hinging at the hips. Forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And instead of going into plank, we're just going to step the right leg back. Go ahead and lower the knee. And we're just going to push the hips backwards to get a nice runner's lunge stretch here. Still, every time, this is such a nice stretch. I don't know why, but I guess I sit a lot more than I used to. This is such a nice, good stretch for your entire leg. I feel this all the way behind my calves, all the way up my hamstrings, even in my booty here. I don't know if you feel the same, but that's how I feel it. So my spine is actually nice and long. I'm doing it wrong when I'm hunched over like that. So nice long spine. Exhale, bending the knee. So I'm going to bring my hands up. I'm going to plant the right hand, really pressing into the hand as I tuck my toe and I lift the leg, pressing into the right. I'm going to inhale, opening up to the left side. So a nice strong core opening up, lifting arm up, opening the heart, breathing, pressing into those toes, and exhaling the arm down. And we're just going to gently step forward. Good job. Staying hinged at the hips. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. This time stepping the left leg back. Let's go ahead and step the left leg back. Lower the knee. Pressing the hips back. Getting a nice stretch. Nice long back here. Just breathing, feeling that nice stretch down your leg. Remember not to hold your breath, even though it's a strong stretch. At least for me it is. Nice strong breath. Oh, I gotta correct myself. See my nice long back, long neck. Relaxing the face. And exhaling, planting the foot, bending the knee. And we're gonna again bring a little bit more of our weight into our left hand here. Tucking the toe, lifting the leg. Inhaling, right arm to the ceiling. And again, really opening up through the ribs, using our core. My shoulders are stacked. Gaze is up. Relaxing the jaw. Breathing mindfully. Exhaling, arm down. And just gently stepping forward. Good job. Staying hinged at the hips. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale to rise. Hands at heart center. Very good. Checking in with our breath before we move through a flow. Inhaling both arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, nice long back. Elbows are in. Exhale down, planting the hands, jumping or stepping back into plank. Always option to come to knees. Shoulders down and back as you gently lower down to the ground. Inhale, pressing into the palms of your hand to come into cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, pressing into your hands, into table, tucking the toes and lifting the hips up to the sky to downward facing dog. Good job. Pedaling out the feet. And from here, inhaling right leg up to the sky. It's your leg, lift it up. Using your core, we're going to bend the knee, bringing it to the nose, and stepping forward. So we're going to leave that back leg rise, so staying on the back toes here. We're just going to go through a gentle flow here, okay? So inhaling, nice long neck, so my line is nice and long. Exhaling, bending the knee and dropping the head. Nice strong stretch here. So my hips are aligned. So don't allow your hips to fall side to side. Square the hips forward. Gaze should be back at your back foot here. Inhale, bending the knee. Nice long back still. And exhale, pressing the hips back, straightening the front leg. And try not to put too much weight into your fingertips. Just kind of forward fold, feeling that nice stretch through your leg. Relaxing the head, relaxing the jaw. Good job. Exhale, bend. Pressing into the tops of the hands. Gently stepping the foot back into downward facing dog. Stay with me here. We're going to inhale, pressing forward into our plank. Option again, come to knees. Lowering down. Inhale, coming up to cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, pressing up to tabletop. Tucking the toes and lifting the hips. Downward facing dog. Nice long spine here. Relaxing the neck. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Really pressing away from the mat, opening up the shoulders. Nice strong leg. Using the core. Bringing knee to nose and stepping between. Keeping that back leg risen. Kind of feeling on your toes there. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale, straightening the legs, sending the hips back. Lowering the head. Relaxing the neck. Exhale, bending the knee. Nice long spine. And exhale, straightening the front leg. Hips are squared forward. Don't allow your hips to fall side to side. Good job. Exhale, bending the knee, planting the hands, stepping the leg back to your downward dog. We're going to go through that little flow again. Option to not. You can go to child's pose if you prefer. Inhaling, using the core, coming to plank. Option to come to knees, keeping elbows in, lowering down. Pressing into the tops of the feet and the hands, coming into cobra, baby cobra. Exhale down. Keeping elbows tucked as you lift up. Tuck the toes and lift the hips as my knees start cracking. Really nice. All right. Okay. And with your gaze between your hands, you can gently walk, jump, or step. The reason I was laughing is because my hips just crack so loudly. Don't know why. Staying hinged at the hips. Pressing into the tops of the feet as you inhale halfway up. Stay with me. Exhaling, arms back. See, I put a little bit of changes in here because we're all willing to change. Exhale, so we're going to push the hips backwards as you drop the fingertips, bending the knees, dropping the hands in order to let them rise into our tabletop. Nice strong core so booty isn't up. Booty's nice and strong. Nice long back. Arms are nice and strong. Legs are strong, sending hips backwards. Option to lift the toes so your weight is more in your heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale to rise. Excellent. From here, we're going to just shift the weight gently to the left foot as you gently lift the heel of the right, and we're just going to slide it back and step into our warrior two. So I'm stepping it back, and then I pivot my back foot. Inhaling to warrior two. Nice strong pose here. Pressing into the outer edge of my right foot. Left knee is bent. Don't allow the knee to come forward. It's in line. Your front leg should pretty much be straight up and down. See, so my knee isn't coming over my toes. It's nice and straight. Nice and powerful stance here. Our warrior two. Gaze is over our front hand. So just look behind and make sure your arms are aligned. Nice and open here. Nice strong core. Tailbone tucked. We're just going to be here a moment. Breathing. Opening up the hips. So this is very active and open. Looking over our left fingertips. Good job. Inhaling, left hand to sky. So we're going to flip the palm to the sky. Inhale as we rise and we drop the right arm. Coming into, let's say, peaceful warrior. Exhale, bringing the arm, so bringing the elbow of the left to the left shin, inhaling, right arm up and over, and actually allow it to pass your face, and inhale it all the way up, really opening up through the chest and bringing it up and over. Really allow yourself to sink into this pose. Feel the power from the tips of your finger down your feet. And just inhale to rise to your warrior two. Straightening the left leg, pivoting the left foot. We're going to go to the opposite side, so pivoting right toes to the opposite side, bending the knee. Good job. So bending the left knee, checking in, core strong, tailbones tucked, long spine, long neck. Inhaling both arms up. Feel free to check behind, making sure that's in a line, it's not all over the place. So it's a nice straight line with the arms. Gaze is over the right hand. Making sure this leg is nice and strong. It's not over the knee. It's not here, it's nice and straight. Just breathing and relaxing the face. I'm going to flip the palm of the right hand, inhaling up to the sky. Peaceful warrior. Exhaling, bending the right elbow, coming to the right leg. Bringing left arm up and over across the face and down. Inhaling, mindfully opening up the chest and coming up and over. Allow yourself to really sink into this pose. Really opening up through the shoulders. Feeling your nice strong core supporting you. So I'm not kind of hunching in, I'm really lifting up and out from my shoulders. Inhaling up, windmilling up to our warrior two. Straightening the leg, pivoting the foot. Exhale, arms down. And we're just going to gently bring the hands to the hips. We hinge forward, nice strong back, almost as if you had a teacup on your neck. Bringing hands to the ground. Allowing the back to release, maybe having a gentle bend in the knees just so you don't lock the knees out. Inhaling up, looking straight up. Perhaps you bring your hands back to your hips. So you inhale up to rise. Heel toeing. Take them all the way up to your mountain pose. So we're going to do tree pose now. Let's kind of end on a really good balanced pose. We did a little bit of balancing already just to kind of warm you up. So if you need something, if you need a wall or a chair or something, please feel free to do that. We're just going to play. So just like with our theme, if I'm willing to change, I'm willing to change and play and explore, okay? So this is kind of what this is about, changing, growing, exploring, okay? So we're going to shift to put our weight onto our left leg. We're going to spread out the toes. So really spread out those toes. Coming to the ball of your right foot, just allowing your weight to shift. Before we lift the leg, I'm going to check in, make sure the core is nice and strong, dropping the tailbone. As you do that, you're going to notice you can actually lift the leg. So if this is where you want to play, just play right here. Just lifting. I mean, you can even go behind if you'd prefer. So just having a little bit of play. You can open up the hip. If you'd like to just stay right here, you can bring your foot below the knee, or you can bring it up. So you want to be pressing thigh into foot and foot to thigh. What you don't want is to be not paying attention and you're just kind of allowing the hip to fall out. I'm not using my core at all. I want to use my core, nice strong core. Hips are aligned. Pressing my foot into my thigh and my thigh into my foot. Nice long spine. Hands to heart center. And even from here, you can play a little bit with your arms, opening up the arms and allowing them to rise. If you would like an extra challenge, you can look up. And play with the arms, bringing them down. So we're just kind of playing with our balance here. So it's same with how we started with that tapping technique of bringing our right brain and our left brain into balance. So that's kind of what this is too. We're playing with our actual balance. We're playing with the balance of our body, and we're also playing with that balance of our right and left hemispheres of our brain. So we're going to go ahead and release that leg. Bring it forward. Feel that glute really nice and strong there, huh? And go ahead and exhale the leg down. We're going to do the same to the opposite side. So we're going to switch our weight, so spreading out the toes of the left foot, tucking the tailbone, coming into the toes of the left. Feel that weight shift, and don't allow your hip to pop out. So we're not coming out like that. So our core is already nice and strong. Hip is aligned. Inhaling left leg up. You can play just right here, perfectly fine. If you'd like to open up the hip and just close it, and that's where you would like to play, perfectly fine. If you'd like to bring your foot below your knee, just don't bring your foot to the knee. It's not, your knee isn't, it's just not safe to do it there. So either below or above it. So I'm going to bring mine above. Nice strong core here. Hips are in line. Nice and open. You can bring your hands to heart center. And we can just play from here. Or just stay here. Whatever you would like to do. Again, we're just having fun. So inhaling, hands up. If you'd like to bring your gaze all the way up, make it extra challenging. Or just having your gaze slightly in front of you on an object that's not moving. Just opening up the arms. You'll notice you might be swaying, and that's perfectly normal, just like a tree in the breeze. If you fall out of it, just come back in. Just play. And just sense how this feels. Sense how the strength of your foot, how your hips are opening, how your core is nice and strong. Just notice how you are. Because if you've been following me for a while, I've been doing this, wow, almost 3 months now. If you've been doing this, you should notice maybe how you did this back in March to how you're able to do this now. And that's really amazing. So go ahead and inhale and release. And exhale the foot down. Really good. Really, really good. So we're just going to stand here for just a moment, bringing hands to heart center. Just checking in with our legs. Maybe you want to kind of pop the knees. Maybe do little circles. Actually, if you want to do circles, open up the feet a little bit. Do some just gentle circles. Maybe going in the opposite direction here. Really good. Okay. And if you'd like, I don't really have anything fancy for us to make it to the ground. You can come into your yogi squat. And how we'll do that is we're just going to gently open up the feet. Open up the legs and pivot the feet out just ever so gently. Using the core, kind of pushing the booty back and gently, ever so gently, lowering down into our yogi squat. So I'm pressing my arms into my legs and my legs into my arms. Nice, long, straight back. Opening up through the hips. They should be nice and opened now. Breathing. We're just going to gently bring the hands out. And go ahead and drop the bottom. Boop. Good job. Okay, so from here, we can actually extend the right leg out. I can actually keep the, sorry, I'm like, going to stay on camera here. So right leg is extended, bending the left leg, nice strong back. Exhaling, turning to the left side. A little bit of a twist, making sure the right foot is flexed to the sky, pointed to the sky here. Exhale to open and do. We're going to switch those. So bending right leg, extending left. Inhaling up, nice long back. Exhaling, twisting to the right. Nice active foot. And exhale to release. We're just going to gently and mindfully make our way to our back. Just doing some circles again with our knees, our lower back, and the opposite. We're going to open up into a T with our legs bent, our knees bent. Our legs bent. Allow the knees to fall to the right side and looking over the left. And inhaling, legs to center. Exhaling, dropping to the left and looking over the right. It's a nice gentle stretch, nice gentle twist. Inhaling, legs to center, bringing hands in between the legs and around to the outside of the feet. To happy baby, opening up the hips, pressing kind of our feet to the sky, bringing so our palms of our feet are facing the sky, our back is flat. Oh yeah. Feel free to do any last kind of movements you think you need. Extending the legs down, maybe inhaling the arms up and over, really inhaling, getting lots of length, feeling the space in between your vertebrae as you reach up, taking up so much space. Exhaling both arms down. And I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes while we're in Savasana. As you relax your feet, relax your ankles, relax the tops of your legs and the backs of your legs. Relax your hips and your bottom. Relax your lower back, your mid back, and your upper back. Relax your stomach and your abdomen and your chest. And just melt into the floor. Just melt and let go of any tension. Just relax. Relax your shoulders. Relax down your arms into your elbows and your wrists and your fingers. Just relax and melt into the floor. Relax your neck and your throat. Relax your jaw and your tongue and your mouth. Relax the back of your head, the top of your head, and your forehead. Relax your whole face and just melt into the mat. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Allowing your whole body to relax. Just following your breath as it comes in and out of your nose. Feeling your stomach rise and fall. Maybe placing one hand on your heart and one hand over your navel. Feeling your hand on your navel rising and falling with your breath. Just gently begin to wiggle your toes. Bring your awareness back to your body. Maybe just nodding and giving yourself a little bit of thanks for this practice today. Bending the knees and just falling to one side. Cradling your head and then just gently making your way up to a seated position. I know I already said it in the beginning of class, I wasn't going to end in that meditation. So I do apologize if that's something you really, really, really wanted, then tell me again. But I was going to end here. I thank you very much for joining me today. Gloria, Sandra, Oli, and I think my dad and maybe a few other people. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, with our theme of the day, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to release old negative beliefs. They're only thoughts that stand in my way. My new thoughts are positive and fulfilling. And I hope it empowers you to know that you are capable of change. Okay, I wish you a beautiful day and a lovely weekend. And I'll talk soon. Loved the theme and the poses. Oh, thanks, Sandra. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Have a lovely weekend with Ollie and Liam. All right. Have a good one. Bye.